Andre Silva hammered home the third goal of the game, and then Nani made it 4 to confirm Portugal's top spot in the group, and most importantly, their place in the semi-finals of the Confederations Cup. Well, this is how Group A has finished. Portugal have won it, and Mexico are also safely through. Only goal difference, though, separating them after they beat Russia 2-1 in the other game. Very keenly contested match. New Zealand, though, have now lost 5 games in a row, and 11 out of 12 at the Confederations Cup, but we'll forgive them that. We always expected the class to tell. For the first half hour, it was a little bit more even than perhaps we might have thought, but after that, was it pure quality?
Yes, pure quality. New Zealand started ever so well. A lot of energy, but could not sustain it and would never sustain that high tempo for 96 minutes. After 20 minutes, Portugal showed their class, showed that they are a good side, and showed that they have a lot of players with a lot of experience and been in these kind of positions.
They've got players with experience, and they've got young players coming through as well, like Andre Silva. Hadn't scored in this tournament so far, but he showed his class too in the second half.
He did, you know. It's great pressure from Quaresma there, but you still fancy New Zealand to maybe just dampen this out. But Smith gets a bit square, but take nothing away from the burst of pace in the finish. You know, it's a fantastic finish into the top corner with his right foot. But the two centre-backs here, your 2v1 talk to each other, force him onto the other player. Instead, they allow him on the outside, but, you know, that's a great finish from that angle.
Great finish. Way too easy from Tommy Smith to let him past him. But Andre Silva, he has been unlucky in the tournament so far. He needed this kind of moment. It is strange, though, that it comes when Ronaldo is off the pitch, you know, where he gets a little bit of freedom and a little bit more of free places where he can go and more of the ball.
Yeah. 8 goals in 11 games for his country. He's only 21 years of age. He's doing pretty well so far, isn't he? And, of course, that wasn't the last goal of the game. Nani, one of the oldies, showing that he's still got it.
Yeah, again, it's nice build-up play, just a simple movement. But, you know, it's a step over from Nani, and take nothing away from the quality of the strike. You just like to see New Zealand get a little bit closer again. You know, they're good finishes, but avoidable, in my opinion, if you get tighter.
Yeah, you need to get tighter, but this one is a little bit different than the Andre Silva one. Because Nani, if you study both players, you know that Andre Silva, he's just right-footed. Nani can shoot with left and can easily go to his right as well. So it is harder for the defender. But you're right, the defender has to be closer to him so he can nick the ball.
I think the inside defender, the centre-back, needs to give information more, push him in. You know, they're 2v1 at the moment when Nani receives the ball. Get over it and make that 2v1 and back up the right wing back.
It took a penalty to set Portugal on their way after the half-hour mark, and it was a little bit of naive defending, perhaps.
It was. Strangely enough, Portugal had most of their threat via set pieces and crosses. And there have been several little niggly incidents prior to this, which I think the referee was aware of. And just the player not focusing on the ball and turned his body to focus on the Portuguese player that led to the free kick for me. It was a soft one, but, you know, no one ever really doubted the fact that Ronaldo was going to step up and hit the back of the net with it.
It was a different goal 4 minutes later for Bernardo Silva. Well-worked goal.
Yeah, this is my favourite goal of the night because it's a team goal. They win the second ball. He plays it to his teammate up front and he overlaps him, and a little bit of clever play of Quaresma, and now he has to pick somebody out. He picks Bernardo Silva out in front of the goal, and it's a well-worked goal with great movement of 6-7 players, you know, and he's rolling his ankle, and that is a little bit unfortunate for him, but he should be all right. Look at him sitting with the ice pack here. Looking after his ankle.
Yeah, he played on till the end of the half for another 8 or 9 minutes or so, but you would hope that there was nothing sort of serious going on in there because he's expensive now.
They're the ones where you wake up tomorrow morning, aren't they, Jimmy?
Yeah.
And it's just swelled up and sore.
Yeah, absolutely sure that Pep Guardiola and Man City fans were really pleased that he stayed on till the end of that half. We shall see. Well, after the break, we'll have highlights of the other Group A match played today. Russia against Mexico with another semi-final place at stake. Joining Portugal in the semi-finals next week. We were saying before the game that Russia perhaps lacked an identity in this tournament and they really wanted to impose themselves to give the fans something to look forward to, particularly for the World Cup next summer. They're knocked out, but what did you make of their performance, bearing in mind you were kind of simul viewing?
I think it was very similar to how it has been throughout the whole tournament. There's areas of good play for me. It's not disastrous, but they're just lacking a real clear identity to me about how they want to play, what they want to achieve, and they're just falling short. And for the host nation, I think you need to be in a better shape than that.
And gained frustration for themselves, getting red cards and making crazy tackles and stuff. I think the pressure of the tournament, them being the host and needing to show that they have made steps, and are making steps to be a force for next year, has not really come out.
Well, they did take the lead, and the fans for a moment there would have thought, this is all going perfectly. We're going to be in the semi-finals of the Confederations Cup on home soil, extend our stay in this tournament. It was a little bit of luck in the build-up, or great setup, as Jimmy likes to call it.
Great setup. I like to say great setup. Eventually he got there with great skill, great skill, and passing it, and I like the finish. Composed, knowing what he's doing, seeing the angle, where the ball has to go, and executing it.
Talking about a bit of fortune, we thought there was quite a huge slice of it in the equaliser for Araujo. Where was he trying to put this ball, Joe?
Well, I'd like to think he was trying to score. But, and if he was, compliments, because it's a fantastic... You can only score in that place, really.
I'm telling you now, he's not trying to score.
But it looks like he's trying to head it back across goal. But as we said beforehand, I think the goalkeeper, who's had a pretty dismal afternoon when you see the next goal as well, I don't quite know... Two things. One, can you come for that long ball? Because it's in the air a long time and he heads it in the 6-yard box. And secondly, he almost dives into his own goal.
Oh, what about this one, goalkeeping-wise? If you're not going to get to the ball, you may as well stick your studs into the chest of the onrushing striker, yeah?
Well, what a brave boy, by the way, the striker who scores. But what is the centre-half doing? Centre-half has to block him. Yeah. And the goalkeeper, come on, head the ball. If you're going to come, head the ball. Take it at its highest point so that the striker can't get it, but...
He didn't fancy it, though, did he?
That is your area.
No, I think it's a great point to say that the centre-half, his job's not done. Just because the goalkeeper's coming for it, he plays an important role there. And as Jimmy said, just to run across his line, just to slightly get your body in his way, to stop him making that contact, would be an important role for him there.
What about tomorrow? Chile, Australia, Germany, Cameroon. The favourites clearly Germany and Chile. Can you see any upsets in those games?
Can't see any upsets. I've seen Cameroon. I've seen Australia. I don't see them scoring against those teams. It's just going to be who is going to be number 1 and number 2 of Germany and Chile for me.
Yeah, whoever finishes second in that group will play Portugal next week. There be any thoughts about that at all, or they just simply want to get through?
I think, looking at the two that have gone through, you'd probably say that Portugal's a tougher game, but I just think the 4 teams that are through, there's some good teams, and it's very evenly balanced between them. So whoever plays each other, I think they're going to be really hard-fought matches. It's
been fun. Thank you, both of you. See you again soon. Enjoy the semis and the final, because there is more live Confederations Cup action tomorrow. Mark Pugac will be joined by Lee Dixon and Mark Schwarzer for the conclusion of Group B, with a choice of 2 matches. Germany-Cameroon is on ITV, or you can watch Chile versus Australia on ITV4, coverage starting at 3:30. And we'll also bring you live action from both semi-finals. Portugal will play on Wednesday in Kazan, while Mexico will play in Sochi on Thursday. Coverage for both games starts at 6:30 on ITV. While Portugal and Mexico march on to the semis, Russia will be watching on from home soil, and the All Whites will be heading home to watch the All Blacks. Goodbye from us.